boy, oh boy, when they said it was going to be the year of 7, they were not lying. We have so much Final Fantasy VII goodness to go over in today's video, from Rebirth coming to the Switch 2 and the road to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 just getting that more interesting. When do you think we'll start hearing stuff about it? Let me know in the comment section below. But with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you want to support the channel, please hit the like button, and if you want to stick around for some more Final Fantasy content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. We had our Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase and Square Enix showed up. They showed up with quite a few things, but of course we are specifically talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming to Switch 2 and on the Xbox. And it's coming a lot sooner than we could have imagined. Now, I have always said that the marketing cycle for Final Fantasy VII Part 3 started back when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out on Switch 2 and Xbox just a couple of weeks ago. Because what you're doing, you're getting everybody in the same boat. Now, I just didn't know where Final Fantasy VII Rebirth fell into that plan. Honestly, I was looking at the end of the year for Rebirth getting released on Switch 2 and Xbox, but boy, was I wrong, because the date that they dropped was June the 3rd, 2026, which really isn't that much of a wait. Which means for people that are playing Remake for the first time on Switch 2 or on Xbox, get to move on to the second part of the trilogy a lot sooner than most. And I think they'll be moving on to the third part with all of us, and it's going to be a hell of a ride. Now, there are 3 things I want to talk about when it comes to the Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but before I go into that, we spoke about Final Fantasy VII, the original being delisted off the Steam store and being replaced with a new version. That has not happened yet, and for the ones that want to experience mods, you will want to pick up that 2013 edition before it disappears forever. But don't you worry, because I've got you covered thanks to our partners at Instant Gaming, because you can pick up the original Final Fantasy VII for just under $6. So go and do yourself a favor and pick that up. If you already have Final Fantasy VII on Steam, why not check out what else Instant Gaming has to offer? They have Final Fantasy VIII at a whopping $5.70, and they've got Final Fantasy IX at $9.13. These are all moddable to make them feel like remakes, so it's definitely worth a shot. If not, there's thousands of games at incredible prices on Instant Gaming, so be sure to use my link down below. Not only will you be supporting the channel, but you'll be saving money. So thanks to Instant Gaming, happy shopping, and let's talk about more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So the great thing about the Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is that it's running on the Switch 2. Now, we could go into details of the trailer and be like, oh, this looks like this and this looks like that. We've still got some time to go. I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm also happy with it being 30 frames per second, because as I've mentioned, I think when it comes to the Switch 2 versions of games, they are going to have a consistent gameplay experience throughout all 3 games. That's why Remake was 30 frames unlocked. Rebirth will be the same, and Part 3 will follow that. It's going to be seamless for those that don't mind it. Heck, I played Rebirth back on the PS5 in 30 frames per second, so I really don't mind another playthrough in the palm of my hands either. Not only that, but the Switch 2 is getting a physical edition, much like Remake's physical edition with the reversible cover. I have got my pre-order in. By the looks of it, when I was looking on the US site, you guys will have to confirm for me, but it looks like it's sold out already. And the reason that might be is because what it comes with. It does not come with a pack of magic cards this time around. It comes with a limited version of the Zack Fair card with art by Tetsuya Nomura. This is the same art that they're using on the English version of the Rebirth Ultimania. So if you want that card, you will want to pre-order Rebirth on the Switch 2. It also comes with some other pre-order goodies, including the Shinra Bangle Mark II, the Midgar Bangle Mark II, and the Posh chocobo summoning materia, of which, if I am correct, was only exclusive through DoorDash if you ordered something from Popeyes. So this is great to see that it's finally being accessible for everyone as long as you pre-order the game either physically or digitally on Switch 2 and on the Xbox. This version on the Switch 2 and the Xbox is also going to get those boosts that we got in Remake, so if you want to completely break the game and breeze through it, you can do that. And I should imagine that will also be updated on the PC and PlayStation 5 around the same time. Remember, those options are what they say. They are optional. You don't need to complain about it. If you've got your platinum trophy already, be proud of it, all right? If you've got all the achievements, be proud of it. I don't really think there's any reason to be moaning about it. All in all, this is all just great to see when it comes to all things Final Fantasy VII Remake and its trilogy, because this leads us into our next subject at hand, which is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Now, I won't keep repeating myself, but we are already in the marketing cycle of Part 3. It is more evident than ever now because Rebirth is coming so soon. It's going to be out for everyone to experience on all platforms when we come to June. The most interesting thing about this is that it comes out 2 days before Summer Games Fest. Now, a lot of people that thought we were going to hear something about Part 3 at the Game Awards would have jumped straight to Summer Games Fest being the next to talk about it, and it makes the most sense. Having everyone being caught up in the middle of 2026, you start going in hard with the trailers, the gameplay, the title reveal. We really want that because I really want to stop calling it Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, but it's all probably going to go down in June, and that is just an incredible time to think about, but also bittersweet because the journey will be at its end because this is the final part of the trilogy. So the way I'm looking at things is I think we'll definitely get a reveal title and trailer at Summer Games Fest. We're not going to see anything at the rumored State of Play next week at the time of recording this video. I don't think they'll want to do this. The concentration is going to go all into Rebirth marketing, which is going to be a part of the Part 3 marketing. And then once Rebirth is released, boom, we are on for some great things. I think when it comes to Part 3 coming out, I'm more confident than ever, and I've been saying it for a while, that it's going to come out on all platforms. Whatever they had with Sony has either been worked out, maybe they got around to a deal, we don't know. Things have happened in the gaming industry like this before when something was exclusive, but then it wasn't. Contracts can change, but I do think Sony will be handling most of the marketing. So the way I see things is a trailer at Summer Games Fest. Maybe a state of play, a dedicated state of play around September. Maybe some previews or something like that towards the end of the year, and then you have your final trailer at the Game Awards 2026. And then as we head into January, it's going to be a 31-day countdown from the beginning of 2027, hitting that 30th anniversary. How sweet would that be? It would be absolute magical, bringing everything full circle, all things Final Fantasy VII. And this is definitely a timeline that I can see happening. What I'm more interested to hear is your thoughts on this, with Remake and Rebirth being out on the Switch 2 and Xbox, all platforms, by the beginning of June. What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comment section below, but this is just good times all around, and I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I'm hoping you can join me on that unknown journey. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.